All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Got a little special broadcast today. I was supposed to be on here with Anthony, Bluegrass Picker, but he's having some difficulties. So please bear with me as I do this alone for the first bit. I'm going to have Lobster on to kind of speed this along until Anthony can get here. But yeah, basically we're going to be talking about doing the flea market. And I know a lot of you have not had experience with this. A lot of you are just eBay, Amazon. So maybe this is something you can consider, and you can add on to your income stream and just help you get a couple things moving. Let's see here. Here's Lobster. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? What are you
Where you
doing?
at?
I'm on foot right now. Good morning. Just took one of my little ones to school, so we got some walking time here. Gonna head
I hear
back to
you.
the house.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Greg, first in. Val, Eric, rolling with stones. What's going on? There's my cat broke something. Yeah, Anthony was supposed to be on. I don't know if he got confused because we're on a different time zone. I think he's Central and I'm Eastern Standard, so I think he got confused with the time or something. But he was supposed to jump on, but I guess it could just be us. I know you've had some experience with the flea market, so you might have a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
to add into this.
Well, you lead, I shall follow, sir.
All right. So originally we were just going to talk about mine and Anthony's experiences, just when we started, how long we've been doing it, the kind of things that we sell in booths. But Lobster, what kind of things did you sell whenever you were selling?
Everything.
Just everything.
Everything that made money. Now, one of the things that I enjoyed doing when I did it is I would go to swap meets on Wednesday, Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. And this is before, probably not until 2000 and I think it was 2012. I started taking eBay a little bit more seriously. I was selling on it off and on and picking from the swap meets, but I stopped going to the swap meets because of the online transition. But I would go Wednesday nights from it'll be like 11 in the morning till about 10 at night. We have one here, and then Fridays would be the Kobe's. That would be where you take all your antiques and all your high-end stuff. And then Saturdays would be where I would dump off all the stuff that I didn't sell during the week. And then Sundays would be my pick day.
Yeah.
And that would be at another location. But yeah, I sold anything that I could get my hands on. And one of the things I like to do when I went on Fridays is either I would go with a small table and some cherry picked stuff, or I would go with nothing. So it depends, like, do I pay to go in, or do I as a vendor, or do I pay to go in as a customer? And I liked to buy like large items such as guitars and surfboards, things that got people's attention that I could get for cheap.
Yeah.
And I would walk through the aisles of the swap meet, and my goal was to get rid of that item. So if I bought it for 20, I wanted to sell it for 60. I bought it for 100. I was looking for maybe 150, 175. I was trying to double the money as much as possible. But I also had, when I would go on Wednesdays to the Qualcomm swap meet, I don't want to say preyed upon the newcomers, but I would jump in there like a vulture and get the games, the DVDs, things like that would sell. You get them cheap because they're inexperienced, and they wanted to go. It wasn't their cup of tea. You can tell the way they set up that they're not a professional vendor. And then I would take those DVDs and video games over to the vendors that sold them, and I would try to double my money that way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I definitely have experienced some people like you moving around and just trying to like trade with the vendors. Yeah. I've always kind of had I liked having my own booth, like my own station booth, but typically, like, you call it swap meet. I've been in areas where they've called it that. A lot of people, when they associate like flea market, they associate it kind of like with like a bunch of people just spread out doing like their own individual yard sales. So it's
Yeah.
like they start with nothing at the beginning of the day, and they just bring everything out of their vehicles, set up tables and whatnot. So if you've like with my last video on it, like I showed that I actually have both. I have like the station, I have the setup that stays there, like Tuesday through Sunday, and then I also have one that whenever I go there on a nice day, I actually take it all out of my trailer and spread it out. So it looks like the whole yard sale setup. But a lot of people with flea markets and swap meets, they'll actually specialize in something. So you'll see them like they'll have like a bunch of phone cases, and they'll also like fix phones or something, or they'll be like somebody that just has a bunch of antique furniture. Yeah, like you were saying, my thing was I didn't care what it was. I sell anything out of mine.
Right.
But there's definitely a lot of benefits to selling things at the flea market, especially whenever you do things like, storage unit clean outs and like wholesale buying where you maybe buy pallets or something like that, because not everything is going to be best marketed on eBay or Amazon. Like some things just aren't worth sending in, or some things just aren't worth even trying to lot them up. Or if it's a local thing, if like you have if you live in a college town or something, and you've got like a smaller college that has a bunch of merchandise, and you happen to find a bunch of it in a storage unit or something like that. Like in reality, are you going to do very well on eBay? Maybe, but maybe not. You probably do a lot better in your hometown flea market or antique booth. So that's just one thing I kind of noticed, especially with with college teams in this area. I sell them very well at the flea market. And
I actually miss going to the swap meets or the flea markets. I've made a lot of friends over the years, a lot of connections.
Oh yeah.
You got specialized people, just like we have on the internet with the community. You got people that specialize in certain items, which is kind of nice to have an arsenal of that sort of connection, because if you're not aware of something, or you can always look out for each other and find things for each other. But that was always how we rolled.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah, that's like with my last haul that I got, the last live that I was on. That was all from a guy that he owns the flea market. So I wouldn't have met him if it wasn't for the flea market. And
right.
I've had a couple people where I've had connections, and then people will ask me because they know that I have a lot of stuff. They'll say, "Hey, do you have this?" And sometimes I do, but I just don't have it there. And I'll say, "Hey, come next week and I'll have it out."
Right.
And so, like I said, like a lot of people, they're very nervous about buying storage units or doing things like that because the mass quantity of stuff that you get, and you're like, "Oh, I'll have to throw a bunch of stuff away." And yeah, that is true. But the thing is, the amount of things that I could, everyone says you can sell anything on eBay, right? But the thing is, like, if you have a cheap setup at a flea market and you have totes and totes of items, you can literally sell like damn near anything. I've literally had people buy pencils, like, just not even in the package or anything like that, just a bunch of like a handful. How much you want for this? And I just pay $1. And it's just like, well, a lot of people just throw this away. I literally have a bin that just has like pencils and just stuff like that. And you wouldn't believe how many times people go in there and just like pull out like a little baby pencil sharpener and like a pencil, like a couple pencils and pens and just weird stuff. And then I'll just say like, okay, $2 for all that. And like, boom,
Yeah, I try to bundle stuff up too, like that. One of the things on Saturdays when I would go to my swap meet, that we would liquidate the items. You could sit there and you would get bombarded by tons of people with the intention of stealing from you, and I couldn't believe it. So I would have to bring somebody with me to help monitor the tables.
Well, real quick, I'm gonna address the chat.
Little old ladies, man, are crooks.
Yeah, I've seen it. But welcome everyone. If you just jumped in, Candace, Josie,
Get run over. Oh.
Yeah, of course, Val, you've been in here, and Greg, Christy, and boy, I'm a little bit late down the chat. Got a couple other people that jumped
Good
in.
morning, everybody. Hey, so when's Anthony jumping in? Do you know? Have we talked to
Hey,
him
good
yet?
morning, Lisa and Rob and Misha. Key lime kisses. I'm not sure when he is. I'm gonna see if he's even read my message.
Well, I'll hang out as much as I can with you. 'Cause I don't have nothing going on today. I'm gonna go take the wifey to go get some maternity pants. I saw how she had it rigged up this morning. I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna go hook her up with some new trousers. And I probably should change my clothes. It seems like every video I do, I'm wearing the same shit.
Yeah, I wear this jacket a lot. Well, a lot of times I
Yeah.
just wear this because it's a little bit cooler in here, and so
Yeah.
I'll literally take it off, put it at the door, and then like continue my day. So I
I
don't
kind of
really.
keep it. It's like a, you know how some people have a smoking jacket. I have a black jacket I wear if I go outside or whatever, if I'm gonna smoke or whatever. But I have this pullover and a black one that I wear in the garage because it gets nippy out there.
Yeah.
So how much do you pay? How much do you pay when you go to the swap meet?
Okay, so like I said, I have two setups that I do. I also park my trailer there 24. And like I said, me and Barry, the owner, we have a really good relationship. He's pretty cool about letting me park the trailer there. At first, I was paying for it, and it seems like now he's only charging me when I come and sets things up out of it. Because I guess people are starting to notice my trailer because I used to set up outside of my house, and I would advertise like every weekend, and I literally just pull everything out in my front yard, and I have like one of the biggest yard sales and in the county, and so people would come by like every week, and so they started to like recognize my trailer, and so whenever I'd go to the flea market, they remembered me, and so basically I have drawn people there. Apparently, that's what he's told me. People have come by asking what if I'm going to set my stuff up whenever I'm not there, and so yeah, we have a pretty good relationship. So like whenever I do go there, he only charges me 30. And it's a pretty big discount from what he usually charges people.
Yeah, that's not bad. That seems to be like somewhat the going. I think on Wednesdays I would pay like $40 to get in, and Fridays you got to have the right paperwork, and then I think the one on Fridays that you got to have a state ID number. They have it all electronic. Some of them will give you the form, and then you got to claim all that inventory that you have. But some of them don't even collect it. But there'll be times where, depending on what you do, I think Fridays it was only like $25, but it was I would leave by noon. I'd be either sold out or it would be so dead that it wouldn't be worth staying there the extra 3 hours.
Yeah.
What got you started though on doing the flea markets?
That's one of the first things I ever did was selling. I've done, well, the first thing I did was actually Craigslist. I used to love doing Craigslist. And that was before I even had my license when I was doing Craigslist. And then once I got my license, I started doing the flea market. So like I did both of those way before I even did eBay or Amazon.
Right.
And I enjoyed those a lot.
Yeah, that's how I got started.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like it's a lot less overhead, I guess you could say. Because you don't have to ship the items and everything. Like obviously, there's not really going to be any returns or anything like that. And like I said, it kind of it supplements my business model like very, very well because like I said, I buy storage units. That's like my number one thing. Or if I buy things at thrift stores or yard sales and they just don't do too well on eBay, and maybe I made a mistake because we've all done it. We've all got something home and then realized that maybe we comped it wrong, or we didn't realize that there was that it was missing some pieces or something like that. And a lot of times, like if I get things home like that, I'll just throw them into a pile, you know, to get ready, like in a bin or whatever, to go take to the flea market, and they'll sell at the flea market for more than what I paid for them, or for just the amount that I paid for them. Sometimes you just gotta take, you know, take a little bit of a
Right.
loss on things, but all in all, like it's better than throwing it away or donating it, you know.
Right. I
We playing in the crate.
now junk picking. It looks like I got a cord out of it though from a Vizio TV. I'm just trying to. I want to take it, but it looks like it had water on it. There's money in them hills.
Well,
The
stand, if it has the stand with it, the stands will sell.
Yeah, I know. I don't see it. I was looking for it. I thought it might have had the bracket because I've got. Oh shit. Yeah, it doesn't have it. The Vizio E550I-80. The reason I'm saying that is when I get home, I can replay this video and I can advertise the cord. It's a $20 cord. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I've been wanting to go back to the swap meet, and I got started. Shoot, I don't think it was like 1999. I think it was when I started selling online, or not online, but at the swap meets. And I wasn't even involved with Craigslist or eBay at that time.
Yeah.
I heard about it, but I was like, yeah, I'm good. And then it wasn't until I started just doing garage sales, and I had a neighbor where I lived. He says, God, man, you do garage sales every weekend. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm making $300-400 on junk. Why not? And I would just do junk picking and have bins sit out and just let people tell me what they wanted to pay. Like you said, when, you get those smallsies and people want to, take out certain little things.
Yeah.
Make it worth their while. And then the joy of watching somebody walk away with a pile of your junk, whether it's good or not, knowing that you have a pocket full of cash, it's the best feeling in the world.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good feeling, especially whenever you have to, if you have a setup, you have to pack that stuff back up, potentially take it home. So nobody wants to do that.
Yeah, I just was given a trailer recently. It's like looks like a coffin on wheels.
Oh yeah.
And it was gifted to me. And what I'm gonna do is I got two plans. Oh, I can't wait for that time of my life right there. Harley, white beard, cruising around. But I was thinking about using it for the swap meet because it's got an enclosed portion on it that I can put things in. But I don't know. I'm probably gonna just get a truck, or I want to get a box truck.
Oh yeah.
Get back into it again. Oh, there's the missus. Oh shoot. All right, we're almost home. Almost home.
Welcome, Shenny Cells. Welcome, Jen. Bluegrass is not here right now. He must have gotten it confused with 11 a.m. his time, not 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm not 100% on that, but I'd been communicating with him all the way up until like 45 minutes ago, and so he might jump on right before I close it out, because I'm not gonna keep it on too much longer after D starts going.
Yeah, right.
At 12. That's why I have it in between. Like, I know that they're still on Nate and Anthony Pittsburgh. They're still on, but I tried to put it in right between their two lives, but and not everyone's gonna get gonna want to see the flea market stuff.
Well, how often do you go?
As often as I can. Like if it's raining outside, I typically don't go. Well, no, I'll still go to I'll go throughout the week if I need to, just to add stuff to the booth that stays there 24/7.
Now, do you pick from it, or you strictly just sell?
Oh, I do both.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I
Yeah,
found
that's the
some
way to roll.
pretty good stuff there.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, I do just sell there because a lot of times I have like the cheapest place there. Like everyone else is asking like antique booth prices, like very like, hey, this is how much this is on eBay, so here's how much I want, you know. But
Yeah.
I'm just trying to move this stuff, and I even tell people that I don't care to tell them that I'm not gonna take like I'm not gonna just give it away. But again, I'm here to make money. But in reality, like this stuff it doesn't really mean too much to me, most of it. So
Yeah, you can't be married. You can't be married to it like that.
yeah, especially
There's
because
only
people steal. Like it's
yeah.
pretty common. Like
Yeah.
I went to the bath. Like so, what they do is we have tags. Like I've got them right here just to give an example. Which well, I have two tag systems. I have like just I have like your normal like little, I guess they call it like shoe tag, and so it has
Yeah.
my initials down there and has the price. And then I actually made out of Amazon labels. I made my own like sticky tags.
There you go.
So for each Amazon label, it makes 3 of my tag, whatever. Like, and I have like a Word document saved so that I can just recurringly print them out, and then I'll just take my my big paper cutting board. I forget what those are called. You know what I'm talking about, the one that
Yeah.
has like
Yeah.
whatever it is. And so yeah, then I'll just like bundle them all together and I'll just cut them, and it saves so much time and money because these are pretty cheap when you buy. Like I think it's like 15,000 labels for like $12 I got it for on Amazon or something like that.
Wow.
Something like that. So like in reality, that's like 45,000 labels for these.
Now, what's the percentage again on the antique booth that you have?
So I'm not even there the whole time. I don't have to go there at all, and they take 10%. And
Yeah,
so
we have like antique malls here in San Diego that work like that, which is kind of cool.
The good thing about this one is it's advertised as a flea market, right? But it works like an antique booth. So like people will go there, and it's just I feel like more people go to flea markets than they do antique booths, because when you go to antique booth, you like automatically think, oh, I'm gonna spend some money on an antique. But then people go to flea markets, they're like, hey, I'm gonna find the diamond in the rough, which that's how it is for me. Like there's some things there that people could probably resell on eBay. I get so much stuff that I get enough that I'm happy with, that it keeps me busy. That some things I do just let probably slip through the cracks, but it doesn't. I don't stress about it at all. Okay, well, we had a question. A couple of people jumped in. Hey, Kimmy, and it's a flip it. And who else jumped in? I think that was it. Oh, they said hi to Rob and or Lisa. So
swap meet that I used to go to on Wednesday used to serve food, and they still do. I used to get so irritated by sitting in my stall, and we'd get basically 2 car width parking spots in the parking lot, and watching the people go back and forth, up and down. And you can tell how the crowd's going to work for the rest of the day when they start carrying bags of, whatnots. But when they start walking around with the elotes, which is corn in Spanish, on a stick, and they're eating other things and eating the fruit out of a cup, and there's no product in their hands, you realize it's going to be a bad day to try to get your $40 back for the entry fee. So those were more and more often towards the time I started to start contemplating going seriously more part-time online.
Yeah. Well, real quick, Greg asked a question. Am I interested in doing wholesale stuff for Amazon, eBay in the future, or staying with one-off items? Yes, I am interested in that, and I have already done things like that. Like with my my vehicle logos that I bought 1,750 units. It wasn't from a wholesale company. It was from I did an Amazon, like someone's Amazon business. I bought their business out. He was actually an F-15 pilot in the Air Force, and he was getting out. He actually retired, but yeah, he had that small business on the side, and he sold me his whole business. I ended up getting it for $700, and
Wow.
I'm still seeing a lot of that profit today. Like I sell at least 10 or 15 of those items a week on eBay that I sell, and then Amazon about 5 or 10 a week.
That's
Half of them I
great.
send to Amazon, half of them I sell on eBay. But yeah, so that's definitely something that I would want to get into more so. I mean, a lot of people know that that's where the big money is, scaling up in that way. Because I mean, how how efficient can you be with one-off items without having a team? Like we can make a decent amount of money for a person, but if you want to scale up, exponentially, like wholesale is definitely the the big one, but it's a lot of work
Right.
and a lot of space you need for sure.
Exactly. Space is everything. Real estate is everything.
Yeah, and that's something I want to get into pretty soon. I have an option. The I don't think I said this on the last one because I don't want to say things and not do it because I don't know if I'm going to do it. But the guy that like the barn that I cleaned, it wasn't actually a barn. I don't know why I put that in the title. It was actually a warehouse, and it's on like 1.2 acres of land in like a commercial area with like barbed wire fence, like fenced in. Has like a big plot of land. Well, not big, 1.1 acres, but like, and then it has it's like a 25 by 60 or 70 foot warehouse, about 20 high. And then it also has another building that's like 20 by 15. Both are, of course, powered. And then it comes with a dumpster. And then it comes with what the hell is it called? Like one of those big steel shipping containers that people are turning into, just a normal shipping container.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the guy was actually renting it out, the whole thing, for $1,000 a month.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, and I
Holy
know. Well, the
shit.
thing is, here's the catch to it, right? So it has a couple small issues, and I say small, but in reality, like the roof has some structural. Well, it lacks in structural integrity, inspection wise. So
Yeah.
like I look at it and I can tell, hey, there's nothing like this. This isn't going to cave in anytime soon. But in areas it is bowing a little bit, like the two. I think they're like 2 by 10.
2 by 10.
Yeah, and but like I was talking to my dad, he owns a construction business, and he was saying like, yeah, we could easily brace those up and just like
Yeah.
bust up the concrete in a couple areas and just put in big steel posts and help maintain it until I had enough money to um, get it fixed. But ultimately, the thing is with this, it can't be worked in. Okay, so like I can use it for storage, right?
Right.
I can't advertise that I'm having a sale. And that's what Barry used to do, the guy that owns the flea market now. And he used to have this as his flea market. And he actually got in trouble for having people come in and buy things like a tag sale, as he would call it. But there's also another thing. The guy's interested in selling it. And Barry thinks that I could get it for about $80,000. And that's for a commercial plot of land. Like that land itself is damn near worth that. That's
Yeah.
right in a commercial area.
And this is where are you? What state are you in?
Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Jeez, I need to move the hell out of California, dude.
Oh, I know. Like I'm sitting here thinking, like if this is in California, like this would be like damn near $500,000.
I was about to say I could go outside right now and poo and probably sell it for about 20 grand. I mean, it's just insane out here that the prices and a piece of property like that, you're talking probably it would be in the high hundreds, the six figures, and being a commercial property. I mean, they just I don't know, man. Real estate agents out here make a lot of money. They work for their money, but they make a lot of money. I remember when I sold my first property back in 2000, and when I saw the commission that the real estate agent got, I was just so devastated. I was like, I could have sold this myself because the house sold so fast.
Yeah.
But I was taken back by all that. That was a reality check for sure. But dude, that's something you should look into. You have your VA certificate for what is it? The VA loan.
I use that for my house.
Oh, okay.
And that's the thing. Like I don't need any more room right now. I don't need
Right,
it. Like
right,
I mean, I'm sitting here paying, you know, $888 for my mortgage, homeowner's insurance, and taxes all lumped into that. What it's called? I forget what that fund is called that it puts it into.
That's what people pay to
Escrow.
share a room here in California.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like, and then I've got like, I've got 1,000 square feet right here, and like, I'm not saying I wouldn't benefit from more room, right? But
Right.
the thing is, like, do I feel like I'm ready to take on that extra $1,000
Responsibility.
a month and
Yeah.
responsibility?
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like, if I did, uh, buy it, right? So like the payment would be a lot for if I don't know if I can get it for 80,000. That's what Barry said. Let's just say I got it for 100,000. The payment on that would be a lot lower than 1,000.
Yeah.
So like, it's always a consideration. But in reality, I don't feel like I'm ready for that, and I don't know if I'm staying in the military. I don't feel like this place is going anywhere either, because it's got a lot of problems that people might feel nervous to like use as a business that they're advertising out of,
Right.
because a lot of places that would want to get it, they would either get it to fix it, which I guess, if I was an investor, I'd probably do it, or they're trying to work out of it, and you can't technically advertise your business there. Like, you can only say like, hey, this is for storage. Like, okay, well, how? I mean, I'll say it's for storage all day. Hey, I'm storing these things and I'm moving them from place to place constantly. Like,
Yeah.
am
So that
I?
would be something that you would definitely have to look into before you bought it, is to find out
Of course.
if it's zoned, obviously, to do that. But if it is a commercial property, there might be restrictions on the zoning on that. But that's probably just the property manager's or the insurance company might be enforcing that because of the liability of the possible fact that the roof could cave in.
Yeah, that's what my dad was telling me. He said, just, if anything, they would be, well, welcome everyone. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off there, but like, we got 29 people up from like 14. Welcome everyone. I guess the Ecom and Beyond Live must have ended, because here's everyone. Let's see. We'll go down the line on this one. We got Jody, Brittany. We got Mac. We got D. Danny May. I don't know where it starts. Man, I suck at this. Chris, Georgina, Myra.
The same clan.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely been missing the chat. I don't even know where it started.
Well, good morning to everyone.
Good morning to everyone. We're just talking about flea markets, and well, you know how these things go. Everything.
Yeah, flea market was a lot of work. I mean, I remember when I worked at the thrift store. This was probably in 2013. It was another side job that I did, and I did that. We sold electronics. The guy had it going on. He had the main building, which was all the clothing and like some of the specialty stuff, the stuff that you put in the case. Then he bought the building next door to it and converted that into the furniture and the electronics area. Then he bought the building next to this, and they were only a wall separated, so he blew out the wall and made entryways all the way through. And then that last building was the odds and ends and sporting goods. And what he provided for that community was something that I've never seen yet in a thrift store, except there's one in a local community up the road now, and it's what is it, the AMVET one. But their area that they have it in is always a cluster of just stuff scattered all over the place. But it was like home goods kind of stuff, like a thrift store for Home Depot. So it was a Habitat Humanities meets thrift store, and people would come in there all the time and buy these little bits and bobs of things. And he would throw so much stuff out every week. He would have that container emptied like twice a day. So he was getting upset because the waste management company would come out and have to take the trash out. So what I proposed to him to do is like, hey, let me take the 16-foot box truck to the swap meet and I'll dollar everything out. So he would have that truck loaded for me Wednesday morning. I'd go pick it up, take it to the swap meet, and I would dollar everything out. I didn't care what it was. It's kind of going back to what you said earlier. It's like you can't be married to this stuff. You got to flip it. You got to keep moving it, because once I empty the truck with all the carts in it, I'm going to go back and load it back up again and go back on Friday. So we'd make a killing.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's like it's supplementing. That's what it is for me. It's just like, you know, I'm not sitting here saying that I am like that's my main thing by any means, but it is supplementing. I mean
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. I feel like it does take away from the potential work that I would do loading all this stuff up to take it to, you know, donate or you know, for some of the things. And like and not all the stuff is just junk. Like and by any means, like I do sell you know, things that I could make money on eBay, but yeah, in all reality, like people come in, they see some of those better items. Some of the things I do, you know, not overpriced, but I do price them, you know, pretty well, like pretty competitively, I'll say that. And so they don't want to pay for that, but then they'll see other little cheap things. But that you know, nice item did draw them over ultimately. Like I've got a guitar amp in there that I could sell on eBay, I think for like $55. Oh yeah, you got your first unit? Y'all got your first unit, Jen? Post a link to it. We could see it. I show a link, but I'm not. Am I? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I used to walk out of that swap meet on Wednesdays with about 800. I think the most I ever had was like $1,200, and that's just dollaring everything out. And that was anything and everything. There would be sofas, dryers, sporting goods, antiques. It just was stuff that he would throw away that he didn't want in the store. Either he had multiple units of it and that it wasn't selling fast enough, or it had a stain on it, or it had some sort of defect to it. He's very picky about his stuff. But I'd go back with freaking big old bag full of singles and fives, and you know, and then he just, I don't know what happened. He got involved with other things in his life, and he ended up selling the business. And you know, that was a good run. That was a damn good run, because he would split it with me 50-50 for all the work I did. And that was a side hustle. My wife would be like, why are you gone so much? And then all of a sudden be walking in with a rubber band of freaking dollar bills. Wouldn't hear another word after that. Yeah, I missed that. A lot. I've always wanted to have a thrift store though, and I like that indoor swap meet kind of thing.
Lobster, do you need any crime fighting?
What?
Do you need any crime fighting?
Crime fighting?
Yeah, how's your neighborhood looking?
Oh, it's loaded with crack whores and thugs, man. To be quite honest with you.
Here, Batman is here.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's Sleepless Hunter. The Illuminati of resellers, man. Oh, dude. I can't get the devil mask image out of my head, dude.
Oh my goodness. So
resell Batman.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have clarified, Anthony. I really should have. Go ahead and jump on though.
Yeah, I can step out and let Anthony in. I was just filling in because I got to take the wife to go get some maternity clothes. And I did. I had to go big screen on it.
Hey, buddy.
Sorry, man.
Oh my god.
Eastern Standard. I'm an idiot.
It's a miscommunication. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I didn't need him. I think he needed himself.
Fucking nuts, dude. Oh my god, it's freaking nuts. Dude, you're awesome. Oh, I need to have you on my show, Hustler. That would be fun. Fun. gonna go, and I'm gonna, now that Anthony's here, and you guys can hang out with Batman here. So
Yeah,
Anthony,
yeah.
good to see you, buddy. And you know what? You have
Thanks
to
for
forgive
filling
me,
in.
Batman. Are you able to tell me your name without giving away your identity? Nope.
Yeah, you're still muted. I
guess-
guess it's your audio.
Is it my audio?
No, it's the Batman Hustler. Maybe he's playing.
Oh yeah, his. You're muted. Batman. There you go.
No, it's still.
Now can't hear you.
Maybe he's playing a different comic universe of Batman where he's mute.
Oh my lord! All right, so I'm gonna step out, guys. Anthony, I'll see you later, brother. Brandon, thank you very much for having me on. Have
Yeah,
fun today. I'll see you guys around.
All right, see you, man.
Take care.
Let me share this out real quick. Sorry. I don't know why I didn't think about Eastern Standard Time. Dummy.
Yeah, I can't remember. Is it? I can't remember if it's all of Missouri that is like
Yeah.
it is.
We're all central.
Because
I should have thought of that.
my dad always told me that St. Louis was like a very good indicator of where the line ends.
Yep. Well, yeah, I think it's right in the center of Central. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. So how's your sales at flea market?
Oh, been pretty good. We talked about it quite a bit. I guess yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Lobster has he's had some experience with it. And you know, I've talked a lot about does Batman know sign language. Yeah, we talked a lot about it, but let's see.
Well, I guess I'll tell it about mine since I wasn't
Yeah,
in here.
yeah, that's
But I've been I just put like a lot of my DVDs, like the decent ones, for like $2, and because none of them sell on eBay. I don't know how people are selling those on eBay for no free shipping.
Yeah.
And I put them $2 for decent ones. Some of them, the real good ones, $3, and then $1.50 for just generic. And I've sold probably 20% of my 60. Sold quite a few since Christmas even. So they've been selling. Uh, let's see, my baseball cards have been selling. My football cards really well. My Chiefs, I've sold about $100 worth of Chiefs cards because they're doing so good, And I had those in my glass cage. I had some glass cages where you have to, but mine's a really big antique mall. And there's probably 60 glass cages, and they're big, tall, about, I don't know, 3 foot wide. And they have little signs that say to call up there and they'll come unlock it for you.
Yeah.
But you can't really see the sign. So I put it right in my thing. It says, hey, call this number. They'll come unlock it. So you don't have to walk to the front. So I think that helps too. So some of those little things kind of can help, your business. I asked them, like, oh yeah, I never thought about that. Sure. But I noticed that like the next day I sold a bunch of stuff because people just didn't know because their signs are like white, a little black background, like at the very ends. So you had to kind of notice it. I barely noticed it. But yeah, I've sold some. This is one you might like. I go to Dollar Tree and I'll buy like they had the Frozen 2 that just came out, and I don't know anything about it, but they had this 48 piece puzzle pieces and buy them for $1. And I was selling them for $4.95 in my flea market booth, and they sold like that. And right before Christmas, and even after, and even like Toy Story, I think is sold, but people just don't know that stuff's a Dollar Tree for $1, and $4.95 sounds good to them, and so that pays for the rent, and it's easy to source. I go to Dollar Tree; it's right by my house, so I don't have to go looking for it. I know it's there, and I get an email from mine every day when I sell, so I know I know what to go replenish. So that's kind of helpful, and because the rent's the one thing, but it stores some of your stuff. Plus, they're doing the work for you. It's kind of like having FBA, but that rent, but also I know some things that will sell that I don't have to go to garage sales just to get. You know what I mean? find that treasure as much. And then I still sell treasures on top that I'm making the bigger money on. And that's what works for me so far. But if anybody has any questions, I'm not very good with this StreamYard chat here if I'm missing anything.
Yeah, it sucks 'cause I really don't want to go into like I don't want to go too far after like Dee's channel at 12.
Yeah.
'Cause she has a reoccurring thing on 12. That's her time.
I agree.
So I wouldn't want to take from that. But I mean, well, we're definitely going to keep going until at least that time.
Sure.
But we definitely should maybe do this again.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed it, but now I know. Dude.
Yeah,
I was watching Pittsburgh and I didn't check my phone. I was reading a little bit. I like to read in the morning.
Yeah. But
I sit there and read and do live chat while I'm reading. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how.
Yeah,
training my mind, I guess.
Yeah, like partially, because I do work in the background with some the people I watch on, but then also the people that are I like and I've consider friends with, I keep them on in the background regardless. Like I'll even leave and I'll just be like, you know what, I'm gonna help these guys out, and I'll just like I've done
watch hours and they help.
I mean, why not? Like everyone for the most part, if you have a home internet, you've got unlimited internet. So for me, it doesn't really I just like I said, I click it and I know that they're gonna be on. I'll leave it. That's just what I do.
Right, me too. One of my things too is like I'm not worried about getting monetized. It's not like a huge goal, but one thing I would like about it is one of the few things that might be a little passive is, and we can all do for each other, is once you're monetized, then you can put Amazon links in. And the Amazon links, if you're already buying stuff on Amazon, you're already doing it. Most of us are. You just go through their links and you can buy anything. And it doesn't have to be that product. And then 3 to 6%, well, it may own some of it's only 1%, but some categories are more than others, but 3% goes to that person. And like when I bought my Rolo, I went through Commonwealth Picker just because he was talking about the Rolo. He got me to understand what it was, why I needed it. And when I did it, why not? It didn't cost me any more money. Why not? And so it'd be a great way of not really having to do anything except go through their link. And so that's why I kind of want, just because there's a lot of friends you have, and anyway, that's the only reason I really want to kind of, because at the beginning you're not going to make much money. I'm not going to get thousands of views enough to get too much money on YouTube. But
yeah, I mean, not to get off topic of what we were talking about, but that's the kind of the same way and everyone says that. I'm not. I'm a very lightly cynical person, so I automatically think when somebody says things like that, well, I'm not doing it for the but once I started to get into it, I started to realize okay, I get what they're saying. A lot of these people that I know are real people, I know they're not just trying, jumping on here to try to, just make money. I kind of realized exactly how they're saying. So that's the only thing you can say is hey, at first, maybe in the back of my mind, at first I was hey, I'm gonna make some money on this, but then I started to realize that that I enjoyed it so much more. Just being in this community, it's so much better for me because I'd go I would go to work and talk to people all the time about this stuff, and I know it's just a broken record at this point. It's they
don't even hear you. I know.
Yeah.
That's like part-time pickers. That's like part-time pickers. I was telling Matt one day, chit chat with him, because that's another one. I love him because he'll actually chit chat as much as he can with you. And I was telling him, it's not the bolos they give you from watching all these channels. It's the mistakes they kept you from doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How many times have they kept you from something you don't remember? You don't know why you didn't put Velcro in there, but it was someone that told you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it saved you on something, and you might have jumped out of your business because that happened to me, and you realize too that it's happened to everybody. It's not just you. It's not eBay against you. It's just So I think that's one of the best benefits is someone's out there doing it. And so I really enjoy our community, and it kind of helps because it's kind of a lonely thing to sit here and list and take pictures and go to the post office. I mean, it's not, just it's a little lonely in that way.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been that aspect has been just amazing for me because
Have you ever thought about an antique mall booth?
Like I was saying earlier, this the flea market that I am at, it pretty much is
Okay.
There's, I mean, you do have your like big days on Saturday and Sunday where Barry will advertise it as a flea market on Facebook. He actually has two billboards coming both directions on the highway. And so he advertises like we're open Tuesday through Sunday, but then Saturday and Sunday he really ramps it up because he knows that people are looking for a flea market. But throughout the week, it's pretty much an antique booth. Like he has some very, very cool collectibles, and he has people that have very unique collectibles. Like, I don't know if you saw my last video about the flea market.
Yeah, I think so.
You remember the guy that had all the, like, I literally just like took a whole time and just like went through all his stuff. He had big cases and stuff. That guy has so much stuff. He really good stuff. Like I don't think I showed it in the video, but like that day he had taken a Coke sign that he had hanging from the top of the warehouse down, and he sold it for $550. Like it was a legit, Coke sign from like the 50s or 40s.
Wow, that's cool.
He's a good guy too. I'd never really talked to him that much, but then once I finally talked to him, he's really cool. He's actually might be selling me his trailer. He has another trailer.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's something. Mine's a flea market booth. Mine's a flea market, but it says antique mall and flea market. So it tries to be antique mall first, but it has a lot of home furnishing stuff in one side. And so I put some antiques in there too. But the other antique mall, Matt, it's supposed to be strictly my part is antiques only and collectibles. But and that's all harder to do. But I kind of do like that guy. I'll have like really good stuff, but I'll price it so high because I just kind of want it to be looking for like makes it look good. It looks antique-y. And then it sells, and you're like, well, crap.
Yeah,
they got good stuff, but it's something to play with, but it's kind of fun. And it's nice to be able to just drop off some stuff and leave it there and kind of forget about it, especially when it already sells, kind of deal. Like a lot of cookware, old cookware sells good. We have a lot of Amish and Mennonites that come into the flea market antique mall there. I'm not sure why. It's kind of close out the side of town, and I notice that all the time. And it's like they do a lot of their shopping there instead of going to the box stores. And so they buy up a lot of my like cast iron and like Pyrex stuff. Oh, that stuff goes pretty quick too. So you can get some good deals on some cheap cookware, but a lot of times you just go around looking in your own flea market and you see what's selling. You can tell the ones that have been there a while.
Yeah, I've got a lot of that stuff. Like I've got quite a bit of Pyrex. Nothing like too crazy of it, but like I do have milk glass Pyrex. I've sold some cast iron. And there's some other, like little like coffee cups. Yeah, I definitely sell those there. And that's just like what's in, like in the booth. It's different than what I sell on the outside. The outside, I have a lot of glassware. And I still have a lot more stuff that's out there that I need to pick and put up in the booth because it's too good of stuff.
I've gotten a little bit better with my shipping and shipping prices. So I'm pulling some of my stuff out of my stuff to put on eBay because I think I can get some more money out of it now. So that's another thing too. I've learned I like having different places, kind of put in different places, present in different ways. It'll sell. It's like getting better pictures. It's just like I try to do experiments of like buying some in my own flea market, put it in my own flea market booth, making it look better and then sell it for more price, and it sells.
It works.
To see. It works.
It's all about. It's surprisingly all about marketing with things like that, like just the way you position things and make things.
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I went to an antique mall that I didn't even know that was in town. My friend knew about it, and she was like, "Well, I'm gonna go check this out." It was a little bit smaller, and it was almost too antique. It was like so much antique, but I had a 1950s softball bat. It was $5. The wrap was still good on and everything. I'm like, oh yeah, put it in my booth for like 25, and I bet it sells for 20. I bet I get it, and antique mall to antique mall. So everybody worries so much about sourcing. It's not that hard. It's more how you present it,
Yep. That's why you'll have people. And it's so weird how it goes back and forth with that though. Like people are just unpredictable. Like they are in a way predictable. So you can market those people, the vast majority of people, but then you have these one-off people that just come and like will buy things on eBay where it's like like someone's holding it like this, like in front of their toilet or something, like, hey, I have this for sale, and then you'll see it sold for like more than what the other person sold it for.
Yeah.
And it's like, that doesn't even make any sense. But
I've done that where I've one time I remember like come up pick or something. It's like you need to pick point whatever for your prices, because if you don't do $49.95, $49.99, there's a reason why they all do it. And I remember I changed like 5 of them. One sold. It'd been there for like at least 3 months. It sold within an hour because I dropped it 5 cents. It's like you never know. Like
it's probably everything. Like you can't even
probably the algorithm.
You could call it
change.
that. I mean, that, or maybe some people, maybe you had it at like a certain, I don't know, like people are weird. Like what if like they just really don't like things that are 99 because they think it's like it's falsely like, false advertisement. What's the word? It's like it's because they feel like it's doing mind tricks on them or something like that. So like if you drop it 5 cents, it's like, oh, okay, well that's fair. Like I don't know. People are just weird. Like you never know why people do what they do. Like
I put up a duplicate listing the other day of something I had, a hockey jersey, and I put it up. It was a black one instead of a white one, and I put it for $5 more, and it sold like instantly. And it was a Penguins jersey, Pittsburgh Penguins. So I guess that one was just the color probably difference. It made a big difference, but it sold within a few hours. Another one still sitting there. It's 3 months been sitting there. So
that's how it is. Oh, actually, I just I forgot to show that in the chat. I still didn't show everything on my last 5-hour live that I did. But I actually got a vintage hockey stick in there.
Oh, cool.
And I haven't looked it up or anything. I've sold a hockey stick once already. I sold it for like 75 or something like that. But it was a newer one. It was actually a really good newer one.
Yeah.
But I would assume that the vintage hockey sticks could probably have some value.
Right. Well, I found that people look for that stuff for decorations in like stores or restaurants and stuff like that, especially up north. One thing there was a girl that was walking around my big antique mall. This place is huge. I think it's the biggest one in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And she was walking around. She had a cart and she had a big folder out and a list. And she goes, "Do you have any more?" Because I have about 4 or 5 old books. Because I've sold probably 4 or 5 like 1920s or earlier books, And it's cool. And they have like the old library card in the back where the card went. And she goes, "Do you have any other books?" And I'm like, "No, this is the only ones I have." She goes, "Oh well, that's the only ones on my list." She had this whole this booklet full. And I go, "Well, what is that for?" She goes, "Oh well, she basically scouts for some guy. She just goes around looking for this major seller of books, looking for treasures, so he can pay someone to just go around looking for." So you never know like who's looking in your store. Like I just found that kind of interesting. Who knows? You never know what people are looking for.
Yeah.
Hey, Nevermore. I'm sorry, I'm really bad about this StreamYard chat.
Yeah, I just kind of said hello, everyone coming over from Ecom and Beyond. Welcome.
Yeah.
Well,
We can probably jump up there.
Yeah, she's about to start. I'm actually kind of excited about this. I know she'll probably be maybe upset, but this is my first thumbs down.
No.
I just it doesn't matter to me. Especially when I found out that it still gets your like it still doesn't mean anything. It doesn't, but like I don't know. It's kind of like
they want interaction.
This is a milestone right here.
Yeah, milestone.
But yeah. I mean, I hate that we can't talk more, but I definitely am not going to go into D's time. So
yeah, I'm sorry. I'll coordinate this a little better. My bad.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for coming on. And if everyone hasn't subscribed to Bluegrass, definitely check him out. And maybe we'll go on your channel next time or something like that.
Yeah, sounds good.
So thank you all for coming, and definitely go over to D's Live at 12, which is right now. So thank you all for coming, and we'll talk a little bit more about this next time.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yep.
Appreciate it.